Hi, welcome to Mindful Mondays. It's good to be with you today. I had a client request that I do a video on tapping, otherwise known as emotional freedom technique or EFT. This is a great tool to have in your toolbox to help decrease the intensity of emotions or move past a resistance or a block. So many things. It can help with weight loss and food cravings, help anxiety, panic, anger, frustration. It can help around abundance or scarcity or, fear of growing your business. So many things. And clinically with the therapist, you can also work to heal past trauma with clinical emotional freedom technique. Just briefly, there's tapping points along the meridians, which are energy channels in your body. These are the same channels that are used in Chinese medicine and acupuncture. So it helps reduce the cortisol or the stress hormones. It helps increase endorphins and the feel-good emotions. And research is actually showing that it has epigenetic benefits. It actually can help change your genetic makeup. So all kinds of good stuff out there. I was trained by a couple times, different places, but the most recent was Association for Comprehensive Energy Psychology. You can look it up. Tons of research available on that website if you want to do a deeper dive. So let's see. I'm gonna first go through all the different points, okay? I'm gonna do it kind of like a grounding, like if you just need to be present, okay, and in your body. So we're gonna do it just a quick example, and then I'm gonna take you step by step with something like anxiety, okay? So the first spot is called the karate chop, and it's the side of your palm, and you can do this on either side. You can play around and see which way feels good. So you can do it like this, or like with your fingertips. Either way is fine. So just tapping here on the karate chop. Now when we're doing this with an issue or an emotion, this would be the setup statement. And you're gonna say a statement and you're gonna say it 3 times. Kind of naming the most pressing issue, and then saying a statement with it, and then you repeat it 3 times, okay? And then you go through the same spots a few times, which we're gonna do right now. The first is the top of the head. You tap here. So just really taking in the space around you, seeing the colors of the walls or whatever's around you. I'm gonna take off my glasses because there's a lot of spots around the eyes. The next spot is the eyebrow, inner eyebrow, okay? Like the bone there. And just feeling the seat beneath you or the feet, the ground under your feet. And then moving to the outside of the eye, the side of the eye, right along the bone right here. Just taking a breath. You can do this on the right side, the left side. You could do both sides if you'd like. There's no right or wrong around that. And then under the eye, it's the eye, like the orbital bone there. Just noticing any sounds that you might hear around you. And next is under the nose. And taking another breath. And feeling the breath as you're tapping. And then the chin right here. Again, feeling the earth beneath your feet. And this next spot is the collarbone spot. So if this is your collarbone, you just go down a little bit. like right here. That's when I tap on both sides. Just take a couple of deep breaths here. And this next spot is under the arm. So you can do it like this. If you're a woman, it's kind of where the bra strap would be. Another way to tap on this point is to do it like this. So whichever feels more comfortable. Trying to give you some options here. Noticing any smells or the absence of smell. And that is one round. Sometimes I shake it off afterwards. So that would be one round, and then you could go again starting at the top of the head. You would only do the karate chop if you're doing it on another pressing issue. Okay, so those are the points, and you might see a couple extra ones. There's some around the hands that I tend to use in session with people. But those are the basic points, okay? So an example of a setup statement. So first, again, you want to figure out what are you tapping on. So whatever the most pressing issue is or emotion. So it might be, even though I am feeling anxious, and then a positive statement. So, and this needs to be true. You want to be saying things that are true for you, okay? So it could be, I completely and profoundly love and accept myself. But if that's not true for you, don't say it. It could be, even though I'm feeling anxious, I choose to accept and forgive myself. Even though, whatever the pressing issue is, I allow myself to be the way I am. I allow myself to be the way I am. Even though, insert most pressing issue, I accept and honor my feelings. Or even though, again, whatever the issue is, I'm willing to learn to love and accept myself. So those are just some examples of setup statements. So again, it's the most pressing issue, and then something positively framed. You also want to rate the intensity of whatever it is you're tapping on, whatever the issue or the feeling is. You might hear the term SUDS, subjective unit of distress. Kind of like if you ever go to the hospital and they ask you to rate your pain on a scale of 0 to 10, which, by the way, you can also do it on pain. Chasing the pain, if you have tension in your shoulders, you could do it on that. Even though I have this tension in my shoulders, I choose to accept and love myself. Okay. So that is the start. And then going through, again, all of those points to work through it. And then at the end, you want to just check it in again. Notice what you're feeling, any sensations that you're feeling in your body. And again, rating whatever the issue or the feeling was. Let's say it was at a 6 before. Perhaps it's at a 4 now. You can do more. Get it down to a 0 or a 1. It is possible that it might go up. You want to keep going until it goes down. And you might notice that you're working on some anger, and perhaps sadness starts to creep up. Work on the anger to get that down before you start on another topic or issue or feeling. Okay. All right. So we'll do this again. Let's say we're going to work on anxiety. Okay. So the karate chop, even though I feel this anxiety about where I am in my life and in this journey, I choose to love myself and accept my feelings. Even though I feel anxious about where I am in my life right now and in this journey, I choose to love myself and accept my feelings. Even though I feel this anxiety about where I am in my life right now and in this journey, I choose to love myself and accept my feelings. Okay. This anxiety, I feel like I'm not moving fast enough. I feel this panic and anxiety. I want this to be over. I feel like I'm not going fast enough. I feel all this anxiety and tension in my body. This anxiety, this panic. I feel this tension in my chest. I want to be the best version of myself, and I want it now. I feel this anxiety that this isn't going fast enough. All this anxiety. I want to be my best version of myself, and I want it now. I feel this panic and anxiety. I want to be on the other side of this healing journey. I want to be the best version of myself, and I want it now. I feel like I'm not doing enough. I'm not doing everything I can. All this pressure, all this tension and anxiety. All this pressure about where I am in my healing journey. Maybe I can start to trust the process. Maybe I can trust that I'm taking one step at the time. Perhaps I can acknowledge myself for every step that I take in doing the work. And I'm taking steps towards my healing. And sometimes it's hard and sometimes it's painful. I know I'm doing good work. I know I'm doing my best. Perhaps I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be right now. Perhaps I can accept that this is the best version of myself right now. I can be compassionate with myself. Give myself some grace. Look at how far I've come. So far. Really acknowledge myself for all that I've done. And I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be at this moment. Maybe if I don't put so much pressure on myself, I can keep taking steps. Maybe everything's going to be okay. And shake it out. Take a breath and kind of assess, where am I now? And again, did it go from like, say a 5 down to a 2? You may have noticed things shifting, kind of from the anxiety, wanting things to go faster, hurry it up already, to more of an acceptance of where I am right now, moving through. And not to force that. Again, you want to say what's true, whatever's coming up. Let's see. If you want to keep it simple too, it could be, I'm anxious. I'm anxious right now. I'm really anxious. God, I'm so anxious. I feel it in my chest, my shoulders, all this tension up in my chest, my shoulders. My neck is so tight right now. I feel so anxious. Oh, I'm so anxious. And just say the same. You can repeat yourself, is my point. And again, it's important to check in before and after. Sometimes it's easy to think like, oh, well, maybe I just wasn't feeling that anxious. But, and that's a common phenomena that we just feel like, oh, it wasn't really there in the beginning. So that's why it's really good to check it out, give it a number at the beginning and the end to really see the progress. I'll do one more. I'm going to do one with just blanks so that you can insert whatever is true for you. Okay, so when I pause, you can say whatever it is that you want to work on. Okay. Let's say, so I'm going to start with my glasses. I feel like I'm looking at you and I can't see you when I take off my glasses. All right. Even though, insert most pressing issue here, even though I choose to accept and forgive myself, even though I allow myself to be the way I am, even though I accept and honor my feelings. This I feel it in my this feeling of it's causing me to this I feel it. I feel this. It's really causing and shake it out. Never tried it with blanks. I don't know how that's gonna work on your end. Hopefully that was helpful. But yeah, so that is tapping. And I hope you can add this to your toolbox. I would practice it every day to really be able to play around with it. If you have an intensity of like a 6 or above, don't keep saying the words. It's just gonna, you're already touching the pain. You don't need to kind of increase it. I know some people say, well, why do we have to say the negative thing? You know, I'm anxious or I'm not good enough or whatever it is that's coming up. And I heard a quote from Louise Hay who said, you know, in order to clean the house, you need to see the dirt. So while, you know, it's great to be positive, for this, you want to start with what's real. Okay, don't whitewash it and pretend it's all positive. And then once you do it on whatever the uncomfortable emotion or the issue is, once it starts shifting, you know, then you can bring in affirmations or what you want or the possibility that you're seeing and let it come naturally and organically. Don't force it. Yeah. So there you go, tapping. And it was great to have you. And I will see you next time on Mindful Mondays. Have a great mindful week.